Yes. Sorry.
You're watching basketball.
Okay.
Your flag, right?
No.
Okay, well, this guy named Cooper Flag.
Okay.
It's really good. And he's like,
Yeah. Okay. Are you saying over here?
Oh my god.
Can you say over here again? Okay. All right.
you know what let me.
I know how to Photoshop. Yeah.
I'm not asking you to do this, I'm just like asking you.
Okay.
We're like, we can work on it.
Okay. Oh, like an edit?
Just like a picture.
Oh, I like speed walk slash run.
Face.
Yeah.
Because in
That could be better.
I know. I'm
Oh, like
running
graphic
after
design.
myself.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, we could go viral.
Wait.
We could go viral.
Send me the details, bro.
I will too.
Oh, we're gonna win
When
like
I
Emmys,
tell
bro.
you, oh my god.
We're gonna win awards.
If I had one side of it was, but then also no thing. Ride, November 23rd. I saw 3 AM on my couch. It's better than that. Oh my god.
After the meeting, what do you
What is this viral?
And my favorite food.
All right, you guys, hello. So you're guys. Thank you guys so much for making it out here today on finals week. So happy to have everyone here. Make sure to grab a donut if you haven't already. Everyone's seen any full lunch in a way, having fun. Today is all about the Western Regional SAEM and presenters. And so for those who are here today, we're so grateful for you to be here. Just to give feedback, offer some different little points and hits. The way that this is going to work today is that we'll have 3 different groups. Sorry, not 4 groups. 3 different groups. 2 presenting groups at each group. So in the different quadrants, we'll have 2 presenters there, 2 groups of presenters there, and 2 groups of presenters here. And they'll just have a small group of AppRockers essentially that will be there to deliver some personalized and individual feedback. Really looking forward to some wonderful feedback. Be kind to your peers. But yeah, before we get started with that, Dr. Sada did have a couple words regarding maybe a little bit about presentation as well as offering feedback.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me. Yeah, so you have presentations in Western SAEM. I just want to share, so I'll cut you into sections. One is to share my experience when I present to audiences. And the other one is objectives or criteria that I would suggest you to include in the presentations to get, a good score. The whole story presentation, everybody's presentation. So, about the personal experience, I would suggest you guys to really focus on eye contact. Okay, if you feel shy, look into the board, but do not look into your circle of comfort, or do not look into like walls. That's really matters to the audience. The other thing is, please make sure at the beginning of your presentation that everybody really understands what is this about, right? So instead of using like fancy, sophisticated titles, it's going to be very straightforward and that make people really understand what this is about. Then you will have a chance to, when you obtain their attention, you will have a chance to work with that. And most of the time, we decide. So for example, my talk here, right? You guys will decide whether or not you are going to pay attention to my talk during the first maybe 90 seconds, right? After that 90 seconds, you will continue your initial judgment and will continue that track. So it's good to focus on the first 90 seconds. Also, I mean, it is not set in stone, but you get right. And one temptation that we usually have when we present our own study is to first, we tend to show the audience that we have considered everything. So we go to very details and methods. We mention to them that we address this compounder, that effect modifier, this model, and in our presentation, audience do not care much about that. They just want to understand how we approach to the study, right? So use the method section for that one. This is a little bit different than paper, journal paper. And the other thing is usually presenters are tempted to share every detail that they have on in their study. I would suggest you to focus on your main study. So if you have 5 different findings, and 3 of them are good to know, but 2 of them really build up your session and your discussion will focus on them, I would suggest you to just forget last period. So keep your message straightforward, forget about the other bells and whistles, and focus on making your discussion very strong based on what you have. And finally, usually we conclude our presentation, right? Please do not use general conclusions that everybody can do without doing that study. So our conclusion needs to be rooted in our findings and our discussion. So like further studies needed to be so and so. Yeah, of course, further study is required, but we do not need to do that study. That's just to end up with this conclusion. So those are my overall experience. And I would suggest you to presenters that include specific items in your presentation. If you have not, I would suggest you to revisit and add this. So include your hypothesis, objective, or purpose of the study right in the beginning, obviously. Make sure that the design, setting, and participants, including inclusion and exclusion criteria, have been spelled out. Your presentation will be scored based on whether or not the sample size was appropriate. So maybe good to have like our calculations online or why sample size was so. Yeah, another criteria is are measurements appropriate for objective purpose? By measurement, I mean the level of measurement. So we have, discrete variables, continuous variables, ratio variables. Make sure that what you use is appropriate for that. So let's say you use opinions and measure opinions, and later you use mean to present those opinions. That might raise questions because opinion is a ranked scale, and usually median is a better way to present ranked scale variables. Yeah, in this conference, you will score based on whether or not they have been addressed. I know this is not typical. Not every conference considers that one. But add a sentence on how you treated this here. And finally, make sure that you mention limitations. So, presenting limitations is a low-hanging fruit because you cannot change the study design, right? You cannot change the sample study, you cannot change what has. But you can communicate the limitation, and just communicating the limitation will overcome some of shortcomings which every study has. So that's all about it. I will be with you to listen to you guys and give some small feedbacks and feel free to ask the question. Thank you.
So here's actually the official agreement that we have. It will be e-bike, house, and a bike, and PESI, line break versus butterfly. We'll get group one in that back left corner. We get group two right there, this front middle corner, front middle, and then we'll get the last group, group three, back right corner. And then that practice is assigned as well. Thank you for showing for breaks. Everyone good to?
Wait, I haven't.
Oh,
Go to the next slide.
oh, yeah.
So also, I'll obviously keep in mind everything that Dr. Sadat said because that's a lot more detail than what I put together. But while you guys are in your groups, this will be up on the projector. So yeah, just as he mentioned, make sure they have a problem statement. Why does this research matter? Methods, results. Are they concise? Are they making good eye contact? Acknowledging limits of the study or missing data, as Dr. Sadat mentioned. So all that keep in mind. But yeah, we'll have like group one here, group two there, and group three in the back. That's good. Awesome. Thank you.
One thing for the one thing for the conference, again, please invite your friends. We'll be doing a little competition, keeping track of like who invites who and whether or not it's confirmed that they like signed up. The top three like earners or people that you get to invite will get like the black MRAP jacket.
Yes, good.
So just a little incentive to invite, not to
But it
like
has to be
cheapen.
confirmed. It can't be like, oh, I reached
Yeah.
out to 30 people and only one person signed up. It's like I reached out to 30 and 35 signed up or whatever, you know? That's confirmed.
Yeah, not to cheapen the conference, but we do want people there. So try your best to invite people and you can get one of these.
If we do this in the
Yeah.
future, there'll be like a reputation that comes along with it, but we don't have a reputation around it. This is brand new, which is why we're trying to incentivize you guys and like try to establish a good precedent for the future. Hopefully. So please help us out.
And veterans, if you don't, you'll get something else like of equal value. So,
Or if they don't have.
or if you, veterans should all have, right?
Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Any questions? We'll be sending that out, a spreadsheet, so you can keep track, but yeah.
Yeah.
From Lauren, she said, that she printed and added a link in the toolkit for a TCAS Spanish version. So if anyone wants to do TCAS on Chef or Spanish, she has a
Yep. Shoot.
All right, yeah, it should be all good. Yeah, we'll get the group one here first. Actually, my bad. Group one, group two, group three. Here's the groups and then feel free to arrange. Makes sense.
Marco, or the Spanish speaking consensus forms.
Yeah.
I think I already approved. Yeah. Forms, right? The translation.
Yeah.
Because we need to figure out the scoring.
approval for
You're presenting. I don't know what else I so what group are you? That's what we're presenting. My kid. It's where did we go?
Yes, we can choose.
I thought I did. Not going rushing, but I don't know what else. My notes do. Introduction. What's the final? What's your date?
Okay, so So everybody is on Instagram, so don't have any reason why we get an application.
I'll take a look, but I just wanna get to the blue.
So essentially, we'll just go for training, switch over
It's not on data points. So, I don't know, I just wanna make sure there's no like confounding aspect.
Because it's more time consuming. It's to train. It also requires a lot of experience.
And it's like.
I just wanna-
As long as Scan Lab in January
Yeah.
2024, I guess it's not recent anymore, but you know, it feels recent. And basically Scan Lab is an application which is AI powered in order to teach the student our curriculum of image. Ultrasound imaging these days. Essentially, it guides users with like ultrasound imaging and interactive. You don't necessarily need a position on hands, and you can also just practice that. During COVID, this is an example of I think it was as effective as it was. This study specifically increases hours efficacy and teaching students providers techniques to traditional didactic practice. As you can see here, this is a picture of what Scan Lab looks like. Here is what you'll see when Microsoft, and on this side, it gives you a little bit more information.
Thank you so much. I'm so.
Essentially, you're looking at
That's a great.
so for the methods, we took approximately 30 undergraduate students from the associates program. You guys, we also had some lovely SPs, like really. And SP essentially means standardization. We divided these two groups into two areas.
Wait, do you wanna do it how?
So this is like the traditional method of
Oh,
like.
hi, my name is Garcia, and Joel Weber, from the University of California, Irvine.
Practice. And then the other group is our Scan Lab construction group. So they're the group that's going to be independently compared to. Okay, so you want to say your name first there, then students in this
Or you can just say my name.
by twos. And then you can see AI.
No, I want you like.
Okay.
Both of them will be getting the same amount of time, however, so whereas the traditional method would be presentation and your practice, you're going to Scan Lab group, the entire thing for practice just because each module is divided up options.
After electrical
So for the entire study itself, we have 2 rounds of training plus an assessment, and then we have a reassessment. So as like we'll have about 4 weeks before we assess. In terms of data collection, after we divided these 2 groups, we did assessment, and switched them so that the people who experience traditional methods, now we're in Scan Lab
To over 1 million
in addition to collecting information like how effective they were at getting the views, whether they were able to collect instructions, also collected information about how confident they were.
So you have of ours
And yeah, we also had board-rated assessments. For these collect were cardiac. So we actually collect the personal lung access, port access, apical port chamber, and subsite.
So for our methods, our
What did we find?
our study was
In terms of
conducted
data collection, students were assessed on ultrasound image qualities. This was graded using official grading as well as physicians. So we did grade
research associates from the
and in
University
terms of associates program analysis, right now, physicians, our physicians are still looking for the ultrasound data.
Dividing practice,
We did do preliminary statistics. The average scores of
as trauma aggregations and those
first sample that we had the physician grade.
afterwards,
And overall, we found similar scores between the didactic and Scan Lab.
It's like the nation.
Our emphasis is that students that were trained using Scan Lab will be as effective and confident in performing cardiac ultrasound scans as those that were trained in the traditional method. But these are like
or mental status or when the patients approach to be enrolled, that we need a survey that assessed so their general
What were some limitations?
what happened.
Great question. So in terms of organization, we had problems
that assess
get
what
sounds
some
so
legislature
that that limited how many
further devices for lastly, the liaisons, and I compiled the data and arranged our research specialists, doctors, to arrange the data.
What are some future directions?
Yeah. We found that most patients did not wear a helmet,
We're hoping to do.
surprisingly. And then what we did was we asked them the question, how dangerous do you think it is to not be wearing a helmet while riding a e-bike? And then, so we took the responses and did a Likert scale, which is looking at what was it, strong?
It was like strong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're, I think, extremely dangerous to not very dangerous at all, one being extremely and the by being safe. The mean score for people wearing a helmet was 1.40.
Yes, potentially.
So most of them thought it was extremely dangerous. Surprisingly, the individuals not wearing a helmet also thought it was pretty dangerous, which kind of it's counterintuitive. If you think it's dangerous, why wouldn't you? I'm not gonna say that during that thing because that sounds judgmental. But yeah, that was our result.
We were thinking when you were yes, it might have like an enthusiasm that safety. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to.
And just to preface, it's all preliminary data. We don't have enough participants yet. That's what we're hoping to move on. Much of that later in our presentations.
Any other questions?
The location of e-bike, the majority of them were in like a bike that accidents happen in high school name, at a major intersection, major road. And then this question, we asked the patient, what do you think the city or state could improve on and make sure that e-bikes are safer, right? Most of them said improve bike lanes. We actually have 2 quotes here. I'll read them. Would you like to see? Oh, they would like to see educational information about safety and how to prevent crashes. So that would be like brochures or training courses. And then they like to see like more bike lanes. So we're from Irvine. Bike lanes are pretty large and designated. A lot of these other where the patients are coming in, bike lanes are either small or very hard to see. So those are a lot of the improvements that they're putting on. So our conclusions, our findings suggest that rider behavior, I would read that, something like that. I would read the rest, talk about limitations. It's okay, I'm not gonna. And then one way that we want to address this limitation that MRAPers can only be there from 12 to 8 a.m. We want to. Dr. Lee, I'll say it. Yeah, okay, that's our references. Sorry.
No, we weren't. Okay, thank you.
So
also like you guys express
some of those
I will try.
Like
you said, guys exclude
we have
Well, hopefully, our positions are as valuable as like in education versus so nothing.
But again, none of us.
But for this study specifically, we're looking to see if AI kind of train I guess one positions or like students like us don't have
I feel like it's hard to explain that.
better some cases.
Do you think that they're gonna ask, like, someone could ask about that, like?
The other good study is
That's the top.
yeah.
6 to 10 per year.
So,
That's a
we're
good
still
point.
like.
And also,
where we
I'll
had
preface it by
these,
saying like there's 10 other options and each of the options in one.
Classes, yeah, but.
So
we're
that's
all
kind of how it worked
areas
out.
for areas
But
where
it
they're
makes sure that
more
it's up.
Growth areas and one company.
And another.
I think strength is like, you're studying well and you're able to communicate well. Area, I thought something. And one copy action is specificity versus sensitivity.
There's so much from this. I know. I like the points that you mentioned. Like, I think these are the ones that not the most interesting, but these are the ones that can't tell. I have more advanced.
Anybody else?
Don't be afraid, just like.
Actually, so you're saying about Amanda, I was shocked to hear you. Just need to grow in every area.
No, not tonight. It's just.
I know. We're like small.
Thank you. I'll look for you in the audience.
I see.
Yes, I'm been involved in planning as a listener, but I do know that their groups are a lot smaller than what we had last year, so if you guys didn't have mics. Smaller, yeah, because their campus is pretty. Okay. As a balance.
I did.
You guys wait.
On what? Is it?
So out of paragraphs?
Yeah, because I don't know if we can change the, oh, we can't change anything.
Yeah, no, he had good eye contact.
You were like locked in.
We had some good eye contact.
It's harder when it's a smaller.
Once in a while, once in a
Yeah, I
while,
feel like plans.
scan it, yeah.
Take a little glance.
Oh, I love that.
Look, I remember asking this last year too.
Yeah, I was a fumble.
Oh, the.
I did not prep.
Yes.
You're good.
So right now, we're in the process of, you're still supporting and user tech out, hence why we have
Why?
data analysis. But so far, our primary.
I was like, in how much you were actually. And also, I guess discussion.
Oh,
Oh, like how.
You remember?
Would it be too brief for me to say like, oh, these are our.
I'll be presenting on examining.
Or to say it like faster.
Maybe
Okay.
So a little bit of background, that standardization is very.
Sorry. My head was in your shot.
The reason why is because it gives.
No, you're good. I understand that.
And also, grows your.
I know you won't.
Yeah.
I believe next week would be Anapka. And I think so. We saw that. A lot of students.
I do.
You want it.
But there's a gap on impact.
So this studies methods.
At the University of California, Irvine, I have a guidance on our research based on. There's no.
Paul and
Across Southern California medical institutions. And it is
Snapshot of Orange County's house population.
and it pretty much assesses factors that contribute to either protecting or
There's a
compromising.
disconnect between the available services and.
So some inclusion and exclusion criteria, mainly
Or targeted and. Ask you guys to help me. And
and
findings
also
may
we need to have.
For our methods, I have researchers at the Seattle Health
Previous
Center,
participation.
which would be standardized from 8 AM to 12 AM.
And the survey themes kind of cover demographic information, background,
We
Yes.
nature of
Friday
asked
patient.
patients that were over 18 years of age, classified as pounds. However, those
As
that were
well as
pregnant,
the
under
overall
18 years of age,
Hey, listen.
incarceration
Took a lot of
status. Or
standardize the office. Makes sense.
So the results of
psychiatric.
But essentially, I'm just gonna put your guys' plates down and then see how these.
96% were used. We're not, overall experience. Did not feel pressure to expose the body.
Once you guys are done, just check mark that box, but I'm just gonna go into.
Woodwork.
So, you see this category, it's standardizing.
So these are
offers.
the types of scans
There's
that were
instructions
performed.
here
based
on standardizing offers. Essentially, you have the same offers, you have their
Okay.
definitions, but they're not the standard form.
Helpers are.
Did a
But there's
Other
other
very-
requirements in there. These are also shows, you guys just have to
40%.
email address. There's other stuff.
Also,
that's
you
here,
also see that,
if there's no affiliation,
the data
there's nothing
also
to do.
looks,
If there is a scenario where,
the administration.
like,
what's called
this example.
We're very comfortable.
Still, actually, oh no, okay, so wait, okay, I'll show it to you guys, okay,
So the limitations of the study is that.
okay, so.
Very.
The association between stigma and
So this is the instruction, go by my mind, you're gonna open this document.
So that is one.
So you see title,
And there's also potential sampling.
it's gonna be separated by your guys' lifetime. So William, you're up here.
Have negative experiences. Stay in it.
That's as I will. Yeah, time was perfect.
Continue recruiting.
I have to say, like,
Goal
so.
is to.
Has title, authors, and.
All of the slides.
This one's already
Or
like
wow.
formatted. So you can see
And,
subscript.
you know, by improving these standards of,
Presentation of training doesn't.
we can most likely be able to,
Not like us.
improve
Yeah,
overall.
so as you can see.
I think for your
So
inclusion, maybe make that a little, I saw if you go back to
Identity, and it applies to.
kind of like branching, maybe just consolidate it to like 2 boxes.
Okay.
if anything.
So, and then
'cause I
sometimes
don't-
there's
It's
scenarios
just kind of hard
where.
to follow.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. if
Never
you're
mind.
one-
Or for national or West? Just send it to
And you
us.
don't need it.
It's yeah, you see that. Yeah, you see that, yeah,
Well,
you
that's
see
from
that.
their end, so.
So, yeah, it just is formatted.
Future, not like, you don't have to do it
So,
now.
for
Because like
example,
it's coming so close, like I don't want
This
to
is
put
what
most of the
the
data.
first 2 are kind of done for you. I would scroll down a little bit more on this one. Like, it's just a bunch of nods.
Oh.
Everything is there for you.
Oh, no, it's just people who has.
You guys, everything is there. You guys have
Yeah.
so much. I love.
So where do I go with my
words or like the numbers?
So,
Then, I mean, I would incorporate that like into like from hours. But I found that fantastic. I think it really was most focused to states where it should be. Anyone who's like,
So I think.
oh, view.
We've changed a lot based on.
I guess,
I did notice you guys started like reading off the slides like a little bit, which is like, it's really normal.
I would say there is
I didn't just
some difference in how
practice and
much,
stuff.
how much difference to.
Wait, I see what you're saying.
I feel like institutions that have less.
Yeah.
Sorry, rough start.
They have.
And if there's no information provided, that's where you're gonna go to this spot right here, and then find the respective category and so this information.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know what. So that's like only if there's. So scrolling, like when I go.
That like.
That's no link.
Wow.
So that's where you're gonna open this.
Any focus or scanning?
So like, for example.
Scanning.
For example, if I am doing monographs courses, equity and social media, so if
Yeah. It's an audition.
like 5 or whatever. Like, that's
Wait,
where you
I
have
will-
I By six years.
Yes, not at all.
She's not understanding what's.
It's all in.
Good demographics.
On this tab, there's these things that I mentioned that I've already pulled up, and then this one is like category, and you're good, you're almost good.
Sorry, Brian's doing it.
It's
Right,
always
like-
good. Yeah, it's good.
Right, so then, well, Sophie presenting that.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Perfect, right?
Yeah.
That wakes you up. Actually, this is awesome. Because they just, they're like curl, like, it's okay. It's a hot spring.
You said it was a study, are there any like plans to continue?
Like, I really love to.
And what they are.
Girl, yeah, if I had that.
It's just hard to find.
I would definitely have done something.
Even from what I know, even within, in California, it's like.
Okay.
So it's hard to find. So, we only looked at Southern California, we didn't look at all Southern California.
I don't know if I missed this, but is there like guidelines to? I know she's standardized, nothing standardization or not, because like, for example, me and Marco went to like one of the conferences here and to access standardization, would they be eligible?
Yeah, so it's anyone that is, has been, and taken part in.
So. Such a low amount.
I think it's just like the.
No, and then is the actual, like, these are the actual school have, like, everyone that's, oh, I forgot to say that. Oh, wait, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have to.
Oh, JK, never.
You wouldn't have to.
Oh, so it is small.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just still back. Well, okay, they put David actually getting. So David's. It's like,
I'm
they're
not
gonna
gonna speak
do.
it.
Put David on the.
Like, sometimes you actually can't translate it.
No. Well, I was gonna make it, but they put in the.
Oh,
Does it have to be like all the individuals listed or affiliated? I don't want to.
The way that authors.
Yeah, but I want it to be my way.
Yeah, but like,
There's fine.
also.
Oh, well.
I know.
It's great.
Yeah, so, you guys, I mean, over here.
It's so beautiful.
She has like such a.
She showed her. So like, I'm not sure if that now.
So if there's no other information.
Dude, it's so good. It's just like, I saw the one before. This one.
All the informatics, you know it. They got this formatting down to a T, it's their first rodeo.
Okay, now the real problem is that they don't actually put their affiliation in it.
If you guys turn into any problems, like for example, William went to the sheet, but it was like from a Gmail. So just include that.
There's more.
Oh. Like we kind of did it like.
Wait, I have a question.
I just don't know how to go back. Oh, man. Okay.
Down here and there.
So they're all gonna go. So if they don't actually list numbers themselves, we get it easy. Yeah, there you go. So you just control it. Do I just assume that all of the individuals listed are affiliated with the Marco? Yeah, they didn't like number any of them.
So it was like, yes.
Oh my God. But I mean, if they don't give it to you, it's not our job, we're not psychics.
Just put a note down. Just write actually do it. So,
Very good.
put a notation, put that note down.
Oh.
Not like.